Hello and welcome to the Everyday English Podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Emma.
In this podcast, you will learn real English through simple, natural conversations.
So you can speak confidently in your daily life.
So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here's something interesting. Did you know that most people decide whether or not to start a conversation within the first 3 seconds of seeing someone? That's all it takes. 3 seconds to either say something or stay silent.
Oh, wow, 3 seconds. That's such a short window. No wonder so many of us freeze up in those moments.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that it's not just about language or confidence. It's about how our brains are wired. We're constantly calculating risks, even in something as simple as saying hi,
That makes so much sense. It's like our brains are trying to protect us from rejection, but in doing so, they're actually holding us back.
right? And that's what we're talking about today. How to get past that hesitation and start conversations without feeling awkward, especially in English.
And I think this is such an important topic, not just for people learning English, but for anyone who struggles with social anxiety or overthinking.
Absolutely. Because starting a conversation isn't just a language skill, it's a life skill. And the good news is it's something you can learn and practice.
So let's break it down. Why do you think starting a conversation feels so hard for so many people?
Well, I think a big part of it is fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of being judged, fear of rejection. And that fear can be especially strong if you're speaking in a language you're not completely comfortable with.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even when you know the words, it's easy to second guess yourself. You start thinking, what if I mess up? What if they don't understand me?
Exactly. And that overthinking can be paralyzing. But here's the thing. Most of the time, the other person isn't judging you as harshly as you think they are,
That's such a good point. People are usually just happy that you're making the effort to talk to them.
right? And that's why the first step to starting a conversation is to let go of the idea that you need to be perfect.
So it's less about saying the right thing and more about just saying something.
Exactly. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to start with a simple, friendly phrase like, "Hi, how are you?" Or, "Hello, nice to meet you."
That sounds so straightforward, but I know a lot of people still struggle with it. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because we tend to overthink those simple phrases. We worry that they're too basic or that they won't lead to a real conversation.
But in reality, those phrases are just a way to open the door, right?
Exactly. They're not meant to carry the whole conversation. They're just the starting point.
So once you've said something like, hi, what's the next step?
One of the best things you can do is to talk about the situation you're in. For example, if you're at a coffee shop, you could say, "This place is really busy today." Or if you're outside, "The weather's so nice, isn't it?"
Oh, I like that. It's such a natural way to start a conversation because it's based on something you both can see or experience.
Exactly. And it works because it takes the focus off of you and puts it on the shared moment.
That's such a great tip. I actually had a situation like that last week. I was at a cafe, and I really wanted to talk to the person sitting next to me, but I just couldn't think of what to say.
Okay, so let's rewind. What could you have said in that situation?
Maybe something like, is this seat taken?
Perfect. That's a natural, easy way to start a conversation.
And it doesn't feel forced, which is nice.
Exactly. And once you've broken the ice, the rest of the conversation tends to flow more naturally.
So we've talked about using the situation around you. What's another way to start a conversation?
Asking simple questions is another great strategy.
Like what?
Questions like, "Where are you from?" "What do you do?" Or, "Is this your first time here?"
Oh, I like that. Questions are great because they show interest in the other person and give them a chance to open up.
Exactly. And they help you engage in the conversation,
Engage. That's such a good word. It means to become involved in something, right?
right? So, by asking questions, you're inviting the other person to share more and keeping the conversation going.
Okay, but I have to ask, what are your top 3 go-to sentences for starting a conversation?
All right, here they are. Number 1. "Hi, how's your day going?"
Simple and friendly.
Number 2. "That's interesting. Tell me more."
I like that. It shows curiosity and keeps the conversation flowing.
And number 3. "Nice talking to you."
Oh, that's a great way to wrap things up.
Exactly. These sentences are simple, but they work in almost any situation.
And they make the conversation feel natural, which is so important.
Totally. And here's the thing. People aren't judging you as much as you think they are,
They're just talking, like you said earlier.
right? Confidence doesn't come first, conversation comes first.
I love that. It's such a good reminder to just take the first step.
So, next time you're in a situation where you want to talk to someone, don't overthink it. Just say hi and start.
And if you're listening to this, we'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest fear when it comes to starting a conversation?
Let us know. We'd really love to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, just remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being present.
Exactly. See you next time.